Say Selenium class 17, Introduction to Selenium WebDriver. See, in this chapter, we are going to discuss three topics. First topic, features of Selenium WebDriver. Next, Selenium WebDriver environment setup. Next, write first Selenium test case. See. Okay, introducing Selenium WebDriver. Next, what is the problem, Sridevi? Next, Selenium WebDriver environment setup. Environment setup. Next, create first Selenium test case or write first Selenium test case. Selenium test case. See, this is the today's agenda. First, introducing Selenium WebDriver. Introducing Selenium WebDriver. Say, you already know Selenium is not a single tool. Tools suite. It is a suite of tools. We have 4 tools. See, Selenium tools suite. Selenium is not a single tool, suite of tools. Here we have 4 tools, in which important tool is Selenium WebDriver. Important tool. Okay. What are the 4 tools of Selenium? Tell me, Gurnath Natarajan.
Yes, sir. Selenium IDE.
Selenium
RC.
Selenium integrated development environment. Selenium IDE. Next,
Selenium RC.
Selenium RC. Selenium RC nowadays outdated.
Yes, sir.
People are using Selenium RC only for maintenance projects. For new projects, most of the companies using Selenium WebDriver. Selenium WebDriver is successor of Selenium RC.
Okay, sir.
Successor of Selenium RC. Selenium WebDriver.
And Selenium Grid, sir.
Yes, Selenium Grid. Okay. First take Selenium WebDriver. You just recollect Selenium WebDriver history. Already we discussed in second chapter. Selenium WebDriver. In 2006, Selenium WebDriver was launched at Google. See, in 2006, Selenium WebDriver was launched at Google. Next, in 2008, the whole Selenium team decided to merge Selenium WebDriver with Selenium RC remote control in order to form more powerful tool called Selenium 2. See, in the year 2008, the whole Selenium team of developers decided to merge Selenium WebDriver with Selenium remote control, Selenium RC, in order to form more powerful tool called Selenium 2. More powerful tool called Selenium 2. Selenium 2. Observe. Say Selenium 1. Selenium 1.0 plus Selenium WebDriver. Selenium WebDriver equal to Selenium 2. Selenium 2.0. See, Selenium 1 plus Selenium WebDriver equal to Selenium 2. See, what are the components or tools in Selenium 1? Selenium 1.0. Selenium IDE plus Selenium RC, Selenium remote control, and Selenium grid. Selenium IDE, Selenium RC, and Selenium grid. Next, Selenium 2.0. Selenium 2.0. Just Selenium 1 plus Selenium WebDriver. Selenium WebDriver. Observe Selenium RC, Selenium WebDriver, purpose same, creating and executing test cases, purpose same. The successor of Selenium RC is Selenium WebDriver. In order to overcome the limitations of Selenium RC, Selenium WebDriver was launched. If we use Selenium WebDriver, you no need to use Selenium RC. Then why they are carrying Selenium RC? Can you tell me, Neeladri? Did you understand,
Yes,
understand the concept?
For maintenance purpose.
Yes, maintenance purpose only. Say,
Yes, sir.
earlier some projects automated using Selenium RC. For maintenance point of view, still Selenium RC available in Selenium 2. But if we use Selenium WebDriver, you no need to use Selenium RC. Selenium WebDriver is successor of Selenium RC. It overcomes some limitations of Selenium RC. Next, Selenium IDE, Selenium WebDriver purpose also almost all same. Creating and executing test cases, but usage different. In Selenium IDE, we have record and run features, but in Selenium WebDriver, complete programming, no recording feature. Usage different, but Selenium IDE is not suitable for complex projects. It is prototyping tool. It is only for designing simple test cases, not suitable for complex test cases. For complex test cases, we have to use either Selenium RC or Selenium WebDriver, but Selenium WebDriver is advanced and more powerful, and Selenium RC outdated. Next, when it compares to Selenium Grid, Selenium WebDriver with Selenium Grid purpose almost all different. Selenium Grid only for parallel test execution, not for test design. Okay, getting the point, Sridevi, getting this point? Preeti?
Yes, sir. Sir,
when
we are talking about the Selenium RC and Selenium WebDriver, so what are the more advantages of using Selenium WebDriver?
First of all, it is faster in execution.
Okay.
Faster in execution. Next, see, for supporting point of view, both are same. Supporting, what is supporting? Supporting various languages, various browsers, and various operating environments. Supporting point of view, both are same, but it is fast in execution. It directly communicates with web browser, but Selenium RC through server only it communicates. Slow process. Major drawback of Selenium RC is slow process.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Welcome. See, Selenium RC, Selenium. Now Selenium RC is only for maintenance projects. Maintenance projects. For new projects, most of the companies using Selenium WebDriver only. Now come to Selenium WebDriver features. See, Selenium WebDriver features. Say it is a most important tool in Selenium suite. It is a most important tool in Selenium suite. Next, already we discussed. It has programming interface only, no IDE. It has programming interface. Programming interface only. No IDE, no integrated development environment. Say, observe Gurnath, for each and everything we need to write the code in Selenium WebDriver.
Yes,
Selenium WebDriver. If it is
Yes,
Selenium IDE, recording feature is there. Using recording feature, you can generate test steps. Okay, na?
Yes, sir.
But
Okay,
here no recording feature. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Next,
Thanks, sir.
next UFT tool is there, formerly QTP. Observe Sunil, UFT formerly QTP. UFT has both IDE as well as programming interface. We can generate tests using IDE features, recording, checkpoints. We can generate steps using recording, and we can enhance tests using checkpoints, output values, etc. Otherwise, you can type test script in the editor, and you can insert verification points using VB script, conditional statements, etc. But Selenium WebDriver doesn't have any IDE. Now, which one is powerful? Selenium WebDriver or UFT? We can't say. Why? See, programming logic doesn't have any limitations. Okay, UFT having IDE also, but IDE is a ready-made environment. Ready-made environments have limitations, but programming logic doesn't have any limitation. If you know the programming, you can do any task. But if it is IDE, limitations are there. Okay, when it compares to UFT, tool, Selenium WebDriver is some difficult to use. It takes more time for creating tests. For executing tests, it is faster. Why? Only programming interface, no tool features, no burden on tool. But for creating test cases, it takes time. Why? For each and everything you need to write the code. But in UFT, tool features available. You can use tool features and script features also. But here only programming features, no tool features. Getting this point, Neeladri?
Yes, sir.
Observe, just a minute. IDE versus programming interface. Suppose Selenium IDE. We can create test cases using a recording feature. We can create test cases using recording features and enhance. Enhance means inserting verification points, adding comments, error handling, etc. And enhance test cases using Selenium commands. Selenium commands are called as Selenium commands. But no programming. Observe, Gurnath, no programming in Selenium IDE.
Yes, sir. Got it, sir.
No programming. See, no programming.
Thanks, sir.
In case of Selenium IDE, Selenium WebDriver, we can create test cases using, here no recording feature, element locators. Element means object, locators means property. Element locators and WebDriver methods, or you can say commands. And we can use programming logic, programming features to enhance test cases. In case of UFT, just a comparison, formerly QTP. Observe, we can create tests using tool features. For example, recording, next checkpoints, etc. We can create tests using tool features and script features. Just a minute. We can create tests using tool features, example recording, and enhance test cases using tool features. Example, checkpoints, output values, etc. And enhance test cases using tool features as well as script features, VB script features. Script or program, you can say, features. Example, conditional statements, loop statements, functions, etc. Observe, Sunil, understand the concept? Selenium WebDriver, Selenium IDE, UFT.
Yes, sir.
In case of
Got it.
Selenium IDE, only tool features, no programming features. In case of Selenium WebDriver, only programming, no tool features. But in case of UFT or QTP, formerly QTP, tool features as well as script features.
Program.
But
Yes.
we can do everything using programming features, isn't it?
Yes.
Selenium WebDriver doesn't have any built-in features, but we can do anything using programming features. But one small problem is, that is not the problem, it takes time. If it is UFT, tool features available, script features available, based on your convenience, you can use them. You can mix. In your tests, you can use some tool features and some script features. But in Selenium WebDriver, all are programming features only. Takes some time for creating test cases, but we can perform everything. No limitations. Okay na? Niladri,
Yes,
getting
sir.
this point?
Yes, sir.
Selenium WebDriver versus UFT. UFT has one advantage. It has IDE also, apart from programming interface, some easy to create tests. But Selenium WebDriver doesn't have IDE, but you can perform any task using programming features. No issue. Okay na, Preeti?
Yes, sir.
Any confusion?
No, sir.
Okay, say.
Uh,
Next, Selenium WebDriver features. Selenium WebDriver supports various programming languages to write programs, means test scripts. In our scenario, programs means test scripts. See, Selenium WebDriver supports various programming languages or programming environments to write programs. In our scenario, program means test script. Tell me, Aarti, Selenium WebDriver supports various programming languages.
Like
Six,
Java,
Java,
.NET.
.NET. In .NET, C#, .NET. Not other technologies in .NET suite. VB, .NET, ASP.NET. C#, .NET. Okay?
Okay. PHP.
Just a minute. Python.
Yeah, Python, PHP, Perl, and Ruby.
Perl.
Ruby, PHP.
Ruby, PHP. Hypertext preprocessor. Okay. Now, we already discussed most of the Selenium testers using Java, nearly 77%. You also try to use Java. In our training program also we discussed Java. But test case same. You can use any one of the languages, not all. Okay. Next, Selenium WebDriver supports various browsers to create and execute test cases. See, Selenium WebDriver supports. Observe Niladri. Selenium WebDriver supports various programming languages: Java, C#, Python, Perl, Ruby, and PHP. You can use any one of the languages, but UFT supports only
Only VB
script. Only VB script. That is also integrated VB script engine integrated with UFT tool. No other integration available. Okay. Next, Selenium IDE. Selenium IDE supports Gurnath Natarajan. Selenium IDE supports.
It supports.
Selenium WebDriver supports Java, C#, Python, Perl, Ruby, PHP. UFT, formerly QTP, supports VB script. Selenium IDE supports.
sir.
It doesn't support programming, isn't it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It doesn't support. See, Selenium WebDriver supports various browsers.
Yes, sir.
Various browsers to create and execute test cases. To create and execute test cases. It supports Mozilla Firefox. Next, Chrome, Google Chrome. It supports all popular browsers. Google Chrome. Next, Internet Explorer. Next, Safari. Next, Opera, etc. See, forget about Safari and Opera. First three browsers are popular browsers. Nearly 94%. These three browsers cover nearly 94% of web application usage. Remaining browsers, limited use. Okay, you focus on first three browsers: Mozilla Firefox, Google Chrome, IE. See, nowadays, as per market share, first Google Chrome, next Mozilla Firefox, IE in third position. First Google Chrome, next Mozilla Firefox, next third position IE. But why I wrote Mozilla Firefox first? Say, Selenium default browser is Mozilla Firefox. For Mozilla Firefox, you no need to download any browser driver. It is default. That's why I wrote Mozilla Firefox first, but market share Google Chrome first. Okay. And one more thing, for creating test cases, all browsers are same. Observe this point, Sridevi. Sridevi, can you hear me? Any problem? Mic problem, Sridevi? Sanjida? Sanjida.
Yes, sir.
Say,
Yes, sir.
observe this point, Sanjida. For creating test cases, all browsers are same. Why? See, for creating test cases, we use element locators for recognizing web elements and WebDriver commands for performing operations on elements. First, recognizing element and performing operation on that element. That is test step. For example, in Google homepage, Gmail link is there. First, identify the Gmail link using element locator. Next, performing operation means click on that link. That is operation. See, for creating test cases, all browsers same. Why? Element locators common, WebDriver commands are common. But executing execution is some different. Not much. Test case same. Test case same. If it is Mozilla Firefox, Chrome, IE, Safari, test case same. What is the difference? If you want to execute test case using Mozilla Firefox, you create Mozilla Firefox driver, Google Chrome, create Chrome driver. Only that one or two statements different. Remaining test case same. If you want to execute your test case using IE, just create IE browser driver. Okay, na?
Yes,
Sanjida.
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Next. Okay. Anyhow, that you can understand in cross browser testing chapter. In that chapter, you can get more clarity how to create test cases and how to execute test cases using various browsers. Okay. Just remember, test case same irrespective of the browser. If it is Google Chrome or IE or Mozilla Firefox, test case same. What is the difference? Browser driver only different. Browser driver only varies from one browser to another. Test case same. Okay. Next, Selenium WebDriver supports various Gurnath Natarajan, Selenium WebDriver supports various browsers. Mozilla, Google Chrome, IE, Safari, Opera, etc. What about Selenium IDE?
Selenium IDE also supports, sir.
No. See what? See in first.
Yes, only Mozilla Firefox only, sir.
Mozilla only.
Mozilla Firefox only, Arti. Mozilla Firefox only. Selenium IDE doesn't support all browsers. Only Mozilla Firefox. Remember.
Thanks, sir.
Selenium WebDriver supports various operating environments. MS, Microsoft Windows, next Linux, it is Unix flavor, next Mac, Macintosh, etc. etc. Say if it is UFT, formerly QTP, Sunil, UFT supports in case of operating environment, UFT supports only
MS Windows only.
MS Windows only. UFT doesn't support Linux or Mac environments, but WebDriver supports various operating environments. What is the supporting of operating environments? Suppose our AUT, application under test, deployed on Windows environment. You can use WebDriver for functional test automation. Suppose our application under test on Linux environment. Yes, you can use Selenium WebDriver. Suppose our application under test on Macintosh operating environment. You can use Selenium WebDriver. What about Selenium IDE? Gurnath Natarajan, what about Selenium IDE?
IDE.
Selenium IDE also supports various operating environments. No issue. See, operating environments wise, all Selenium tools support various operating environments. Selenium IDE, Selenium RC, Selenium Grid, Selenium WebDriver. But browser's point of view, Selenium IDE supports only Mozilla Firefox. Next, programming point of view, first of all, it doesn't support programming. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Next, observe. Selenium WebDriver supports, now we are discussing Selenium WebDriver features. Concentrate. Selenium WebDriver supports data-driven testing. Selenium WebDriver supports data-driven testing. You know what is data-driven testing? Testing the same functionality using multiple sets of test data. Testing the same functionality using multiple sets of test data is called data-driven testing. Why we need to test with multiple sets of test data? For positive and negative testing. Suppose for valid inputs my application is responding fine. What about handling of invalid inputs? It has to accept valid inputs and prevent invalid inputs. For that we conduct data-driven testing. See, for positive and negative testing we conduct data-driven testing. Selenium WebDriver supports data-driven testing, but Selenium IDE doesn't support data-driven testing. Next, UFT supports data-driven testing. Next, cross-browser testing. Cross-browser testing means testing with executing test cases using various browsers. That is called cross-browser testing. Executing test cases using various browsers. Next, Selenium WebDriver is faster in execution than other tools of Selenium suite. See, major advantage. Selenium WebDriver is faster in execution than other tools of Selenium. And UFT also, it is faster than UFT also. Next, Selenium WebDriver supports parallel test execution with the help of either JUnit or TestNG. Say,
Sir? Sir, why Selenium WebDriver is faster than UFT?
In Selenium WebDriver, no tool features na.
Okay.
No tool features. Plain editor. So no burden on tool. Suppose if it is UFT tool features are there. Suppose if we use recording or checkpoint or any other tool feature, data table or step generator, any tool feature, it has to create internal registry files, some burden on tool. Suppose if you use pure programming features, no burden on tool. Programming features are fast in execution than ready-made IDE features. Getting this point?
Okay, sir. Got it. Thank you.
It doesn't have any tool features. No built-in features in Selenium WebDriver na.
Okay, okay, sir. Yes.
No built-in features. So fast in execution. For example, UFT. So many built-in features: recording, checkpoints, output value, step generator, data table, etc. And one more thing: for every if you don't want, UFT provides test result for every test iteration.
Yes, sir.
After test iteration, it provides test result. That is also built-in feature. For generating test result, it takes some time internally, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Suppose you don't want test result, you are just executing performing dry runs, but it provides test result for every test iteration. You can block that result window, but internally it generates. So burden on UFT, burden on the tool. But in Selenium WebDriver, no built-in features na.
Yes, sir.
No internal memory allocation. So
thank you.
Fast, welcome. Fast in execution. In interviews also you can explain this one. Why Selenium WebDriver is fast in execution? The reason is it doesn't have any built-in features. We use programming features only for creating test cases. So it is faster in execution. Okay na Gurnath?
Yes, sir. Got it, sir.
Okay, cool.
Thank you.
Next, Selenium WebDriver supports parallel test execution. Supports parallel test execution with the help of either JUnit or TestNG framework. Okay, for parallel test execution, we have Selenium Grid tool. Using Selenium Grid, you can conduct parallel test execution. Otherwise, you can use Selenium WebDriver also. Just a minute. The difference is, if we use Selenium WebDriver, it uses single machine only. If we use Selenium Grid, you can use multiple machines. You can distribute. Okay. Next, Preeti. Okay. So far we discussed features of Selenium WebDriver. Next, drawbacks. Drawbacks of contribute Preeti. Drawbacks of Selenium WebDriver.
No central maintenance of elements or objects.
No, that is already I told in second class, I think. Second class, advantage of Selenium and disadvantages of Selenium chapter topic. In that topic I explained. Nowadays POM available. What is POM, Aarti? Page object model. Page object model. Using this POM, we can maintain objects in centralized location. Okay, na Preeti?
Yes, sir.
POM available. Using page object model, we can maintain elements or objects information in a centralized location. So maintenance is easy only. Next, any other?
No other tool integration for test management?
Yes, no other tool integration. Okay, no other tool integration. Before that, important drawbacks. First, Selenium WebDriver doesn't have IDE. Okay, Selenium WebDriver doesn't have integrated development environment. Means no built-in features for supporting test case design. No built-in features for supporting test case design. Then what is the problem, Neeladri? Selenium WebDriver doesn't have IDE, means no built-in features for supporting test case design. Then what is the problem? You can use programming features. You can use programming features. You can type test steps. Then what is the problem?
The creation is gonna be long time.
Yes. Some difficult to create test cases. It takes more time and more efforts, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Say, takes more time and more efforts, more time and more efforts to create test cases. Execution is different. Observe, Sunil. For execution, it takes less time. Execution is Selenium WebDriver responsibility, but test case design is user responsibility, means tester responsibility, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Test case, creating test cases. Observe Gurnath Natarajan, creating test cases. Is it WebDriver responsibility or tester responsibility?
Tester's responsibility.
Next, executing test cases. WebDriver responsibility. WebDriver execute. You just click run. WebDriver executes.
Okay, sir.
Okay. See, for execution, it takes less time, faster in execution, but creating test cases takes more time and efforts. No problem. Anyhow, creating test cases, one-time activity. Okay, if any modifications are there, you can modify. That is different case. Creating test cases is one-time activity, but executing test cases multiple times. We conduct regression testing also na. Preeti, which one is multiple times? Creating test cases or executing test cases?
Executing test cases.
Executing test cases multiple times. Creating most of the time one-time activity. Okay. See, this is the important drawback of Selenium WebDriver. Selenium WebDriver doesn't have IDE, means no built-in features. So it takes time and efforts to create test cases. Next, one more drawback, no built-in result reporting facility. Result reporting facility. For example, if it is UFT, formerly QTP, UFT provides test result for every test iteration. Test iteration means cycle of execution. Suppose one test is there. If you execute the test for 5 times, 5 test iterations, 5 test results. If you execute only one time, 1 test iteration, 1 result. 10 times, 10 iterations, 10 test results. Okay, UFT, formerly QTP, has built-in result reporting facility. It provides test result for every test iteration. But in Selenium WebDriver, no built-in result reporting facility. Then how to overcome this drawback? Okay, using either JUnit or TestNG testing framework, we can generate detailed test reports, HTML test reports. Okay, that is different case. Getting this point, Sunil, how to overcome this one?
Yes, sir.
Using either JUnit or TestNG framework,
TestNG.
we can generate.
Yes.
We can generate detailed test result now.
Yes, sir.
Next, already Preeti told, no other tool integration with test management. No other tool integration for test management. No other tool.
Sir, Gurunath here, sir. So second point, no built-in result reporting facility means only JUnit and TestNG is used for reporting other than second point,
Just
sir.
a minute. Just a minute.
Sorry, sir.
No other tool integration. No other tool integration for test management. Test management. Okay, come to second point. Tell me, Gurnath, no built-in result reporting facility with the help of either JUnit or TestNG, anyone, we can
Okay, sir.
generate test result. Then what is the problem?
No, sir. Okay. No. I was thinking like, what is the purpose of Selenium Grid? It's basically for parallel, only execution, right, sir?
Only execution.
Okay, okay, sir. So that is also used for, so when you use Selenium WebDriver, sir, like, no, I have one more question is like, no, like, no, only with grid, like, no, Selenium Grid only we can do parallel execution, right, sir?
No,
without
Selenium WebDriver also parallel test execution possible, but single mission only. If it is Selenium Grid, you can use multiple missions.
Okay, thank you, sir.
And one more thing, observe. Using only Selenium WebDriver, you can create and execute test cases. Without Selenium IDE support, RC support, Selenium Grid support. Selenium WebDriver supports test execution, but Selenium Grid purpose is parallel test execution using multiple missions. Okay, na?
Yes, sir, got it, sir. Thank
Next,
you, sir.
no other tool integration for test management. Say for test management or defect management is part of test management. You can use any tools. Suppose Selenium WebDriver with Bugzilla or Jira you can use, but no integration. But if it is UFT tool, Aarti, UFT can be integrated with
ALM.
ALM, Application Lifecycle Management, formerly Quality Center. What is the integration, advantage of integration? Observe, Preeti.
That you can send the defects.
We can send defects directly from UFT result window to Quality Center or ALM project. Integration. But here no direct integration. You can use tools separately. Functional test automation tool separate, WebDriver. Next, suppose test management Jira separate. No integration. Sunil, understand this point?
Yes, sir.
No integration, but you can use test management tools along with the WebDriver, but no internal integration, isn't it?
Yes, that's true. Yeah.
Okay. See, these three are the important drawbacks of Selenium WebDriver. Observe, Preeti, that no centralized maintenance of elements. That is not the drawback. We can maintain elements in centralized locations using POM, page object model. Okay. Next, observe. Before before discussing Selenium WebDriver environment setup, how we create test cases, in Selenium WebDriver, how we create test cases. Say test case, actually it is manual testing term. In UFT, formerly QTP, no test case term. In UFT, we use test or test script. But in Selenium, official term is test case, as like manual testing. But in UFT, no test case term. Test. See, synonyms. How we create test cases, or you can say test scripts. Test scripts or tests. Synonyms in Selenium WebDriver. Selenium WebDriver. Okay. Before that, I will explain Selenium IDE. Just idea, brief idea. In Selenium IDE, how we create test cases. Execution is simple. Just click run. It will execute. Creating test cases only important task, time-taking task, and user interaction is mandatory. Means tester interaction is mandatory. Execution is simple. Tool can execute without human user interaction. Okay. See, and one more point I forgot. Observe. Neeladri, Selenium WebDriver. Selenium WebDriver supports batch testing. You know what is batch testing? Executing series of tests.
Yes, sir.
With the help of either JUnit or TestNG framework. Executing series of tests. Selenium IDE. In Selenium IDE, Aarti, how we create tests?
Using the Selenium command.
Before that, Selenium commands only performing operation. First, you need to recognize object, na?
Yeah.
Selenium IDE using Selenium element locators. See, using element locators. See, in this scenario, element means an element is general term in English. In our scenario, element means web element, object.
Object, yeah.
In our scenario, element means object. Observe Gurnath. In our scenario, element means web element, object. Edit box is element. Button is element. Radio button is element. Checkbox is element. Link is element. Image is element. Web table is element. Frame is element. Okay, na?
Okay, sir.
Using element locators. Using element locators.
Using them. Okay, sir.
And Selinus. It's not dictionary term. Selinus commands. Selenium commands. Selenium IDE commands are known as Selenium commands. Selenium IDE commands. Selenium IDE commands are known as Selinus commands. Element locators and Selinus commands. If it is Selenium WebDriver, Niladri, Selenium WebDriver, using same element locators, same element
element locator
locators,
and WebDriver method.
good, and WebDriver methods, or you can say commands. Next, if it is UFT, formerly QTP, using objects information, objects information and test methods. Okay, forget about UFT, Selenium WebDriver. Using element locators and WebDriver commands or methods, we can create test cases. Okay. Next, element locators. What is the purpose of element locators? Sanjida, have any idea? What is the purpose of element locators? To recognize elements.
Yes, sir.
To
recognize the object.
Recognize elements, or you can say objects. To recognize or identify elements or objects. Next, WebDriver methods, or you can say commands. See, in Selenium documentation, they used a command term. Actually, WebDriver methods, but in their documentation, they used WebDriver commands term. Okay, synonyms. To perform operations on elements. Okay. Next, suppose we use Java programming or any other programming, any other supported. What is the purpose? Preeti, purpose to enhance test cases. Enhancing test cases means inserting verification points, error handling, parameterization, synchronization if required. Next, adding comments, etc. Observe Sunil. Enhancing test cases.
Yes, sir.
Next,
Got it.
suppose test-ng framework or JUnit, any one. Advanced one is test-ng. In our training program also we discuss test-ng framework. Niladri, can you tell me what is the purpose of test-ng framework in our test automation with Selenium?
Execution and result reporting.
First, to group test cases to group test cases. Next, batch testing means executing series of tests and generating reports. Parallel test execution also, but these three are the primary.
So I have a question, sir, here. Sir, there is no, in Selenium, there is no concept like UFT, data-driven framework, keyword-driven framework, hybrid framework.
Here you can use data-driven framework also. Suppose if you download and add Excel jar file and use Excel as a resource, means test data file, then you can create data-driven framework.
How about hybrid framework, sir? Using
Hybrid means keyword and data driven. Or hybrid means, what is the meaning of hybrid? Combination of two or more approaches. Any two or more approaches, not only keyword and data driven. See, if we use TestNG framework, you can integrate all the things, data driven, keyword driven, etc.
Okay. Okay, sir.
See.
So you're gonna show us one complete framework?
Yes, we will discuss in a TestNG framework module.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
To group test cases, batch testing, and generating test reports. Okay. See, this is about Selenium WebDriver. Introducing Selenium WebDriver. Next, second topic in this chapter, Selenium WebDriver environment setup. Selenium WebDriver. Selenium WebDriver environment setup. Environment setup. Okay. Observe Preeti, if you want to configure Selenium WebDriver, before that we need to download Eclipse IDE, next download and install Java, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
I will explain complete steps. Observe Sanjida, complete steps. First theory, then I will show practical, and you can configure in your machines also. First, download and install Java. See, not only Java, but we are going to use Java. That's why you download and install Java. Here, JDK, Java Development Kit software. Download and install Java. You can download Java software from either java.com or oracle.com. Okay. What is the purpose? To create and execute programs. Already I told, in our scenario, program means test script. Test script. Okay. Next step, set environment variable. Set environment variable path. The variable name also path variable. We already discussed path variable. You know, purpose. Can you tell me, Arti, what is the purpose of setting environment variable path?
that how it communicates with the Java software with the Eclipse?
To use Java from
Software
any
communicate
directory.
Okay.
Any directory. Next, download Eclipse IDE, and here no installation, just extract. After extraction, you can get Eclipse file in this folder. By clicking on that file, you can launch Eclipse IDE. Okay, extract. What is the purpose of Eclipse IDE in our scenario? Tell me, Sanjida.
To write a test case and execute.
Say to write. Actually, to write Java programs. Here we use Java for creating our test cases. Java support, Java syntax we follow. To write Java, to write and execute Java programs. To write and execute Java programs. See, this is pre-setup. Up to this step, we already discussed and used. Isn't it, Neladri?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Ah.
Yes, sir.
Next, fourth. This is new to you. First three steps we already did. Okay. Fourth one. Download and what we have to download? Download Selenium WebDriver. Selenium WebDriver Java language. We are going to use Java now, so you download WebDriver Java language binding. Suppose if you want to use Python, you download Python binding. See, download Selenium WebDriver Java language binding. Just a minute, disturbing. Binding. From where? www. What is the official site of Selenium, Gurnath? Official site. Selenium official site.
I don't know, sir.
You don't know. You must know this one. seleniumhq.org. Here only all downloads, all Selenium projects downloads and documentation available. You must know this URL, isn't it? Selenium HQ. From seleniumhq.org and add WebDriver jar files to Java project. Where? In Eclipse. Java project in Eclipse IDE. In Eclipse IDE. This is step. Next, observe Preeti, nowadays built-in element inspectors available for every browser. You can use them. Otherwise, you can install Firebug and Firepath plugins for Mozilla. Okay na?
Yes, sir.
Say install Firebug and Firepath plugins for Mozilla Firefox browser. Mozilla Firefox browser. What is the purpose? To inspect elements. Observe Sanjida. Earlier we used Firebug and Firepath. Now also you can use, but nowadays built-in tools available for every browser. Say or use built-in tools. What are the built-in tools? Suppose observe Sanjida. This is Mozilla Firefox browser. Place mouse pointer and right click.
This is Google.
What I am telling, it is Firefox browser. Sanjida, what is the problem?
Sir, I saw that Google, that is the Chrome browser.
Chrome browser?
Yes, sir, I saw.
Is it Chrome browser?
Oh, it's not. Okay, got you.
Just a minute.
Homepage is Google, get you. Okay, got you.
Forget about that home page, whatever it might be. Is it Google? It is Google home page. Okay, forget about that one.
Yes.
It is Mozilla Firefox browser.
Okay, sir.
And place mouse pointer and right click. Here, inspect element feature is there na?
Yes, sir.
This is built-in feature for inspecting elements. Suppose I want to get element locators for Gmail. Take mouse pointer and show the Gmail link. Suppose this edit box. Just a minute. Suppose this edit box in Gmail homepage. Take mouse pointer and show this enter email. Observe this blue marking. It is showing the element locators. ID equal to email. ID is one of the locator. Say element locators. What are the supporting element locators that we will discuss in the next class? ID, email, name, email. Here showing information na?
Yes, sir.
This is built-in tool. Just a minute. Google Chrome. This is Chrome.
Okay, sir.
Here right click, inspect. Say built-in tools available na?
Yes, sir.
Suppose if you want to take this edit box, say it is showing. Next, Internet Explorer also built-in tools available. Place mouse pointer and right click. Just a minute. This is old version, I think. Old version. Just a minute. Internet option. Here F12. Developer tools available na?
Yes, sir.
Click this one. Observe. You can inspect elements na?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Observe, Preeti, or use built-in tools. Okay na?
Yes, sir.
Built-in tools to inspect elements. Suppose Mozilla Firefox. That name is that plugin that is built in name is Page Inspector. Page Inspector. Next, Chrome or IE, Chrome and IE. They are using developer tools. Term is developer tools. Okay, and observe Sunil, this Firebug only for Mozilla Firefox. This is external plugin you can download and use. It provides more clarity than built-in tool Page Inspector. You can use either Page Inspector or Firebug for Mozilla Firefox. Okay na? Niladri, Sunil, respond.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next, 5 concept, 4, 5, 6. 6. Observe Sanjida. Sixth one.
Okay, sir.
Firefox browser driver is default driver in Selenium WebDriver. See, Firefox driver is default driver, means you no need to download driver in Selenium WebDriver. For IE, Chrome and Safari, etc. browsers, we need to download browser drivers. Just you need to download browser driver, no need to install browser drivers, and set driver path Okay. See, these are the steps. Okay now tell me, Sanjida, we discussed 6 steps from scratch. Selenium WebDriver environment setup. 6 steps. Just tell me the steps in brief.
Okay, sir. First, we need to download Java JDK.
Download and install Java. Download and install. Next.
Yes, and
set
then,
environment variable path variable.
Yeah.
Next.
Yes, and then download Eclipse and extract Java
download
file.
And extract Eclipse IDE. Next, fourth one.
Fourth one, we need to download Selenium WebDriver.
Selenium WebDriver Java language binding from Selenium HQ.org website and extract. Next, fifth step.
50 steps.
Download
Wait.
Firebug and Firepath plugins for Mozilla Firefox browser to inspect elements. Otherwise, you can use built-in tools for inspecting elements. Every browser having their own tools, isn't it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Next,
They have
last
a
step,
development tools. Last
Firefox
step.
browser driver is default driver in Selenium WebDriver. For other browsers, i.e. Chrome, Safari, etc., download browser drivers and set path. Okay, na?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. These are the steps. Next, come to mainstream. First, download Selenium WebDriver. Selenium WebDriver, Java language binding from seleniumhq.org website. Java language binding. This is zipped folder and extract. Okay. Observe Gurnad.
Yes, sir.
It is taking more time. Selenium HQ.
.org.
Okay, .org.
Yeah.
Here observe, download tab is there now. Click
Yes,
this
sir.
download tab. Scroll down. Here Selenium WebDriver language bindings. Ours is Java na.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Here Java, C#, Ruby, Python available. Select Java language binding. Download and save the zip folder. I already downloaded and extracted. Observe, placed on E drive Selenium. This is downloaded. First download that zip folder and extract. Okay, na this one. See, download.
Yes, sir.
Selenium WebDriver language bindings. Here's a Java download. Java. Save the file on hard disk. After downloading, extract the folder. Okay. This is one step. Next, second step, add Selenium WebDriver. Put mute. Selenium WebDriver jar files, Java archive files, jar files to Java project, where in Eclipse IDE. Observe Sanjida. I will explain the navigation, then show the practical navigation. Suppose from scratch, create Java project. If Java project already there, just select that Java project. Otherwise, create Java project. Next, select Java project and right click. Select Java project and right click. Next, build path. Observe Sanjida, After theoretical steps, you need to guide me. Build path, next configure build path, next select libraries tab, next click external jars, that option. Next, browse path of Selenium WebDriver jars, browse path of Selenium WebDriver jars, jar files. Next, add. Observe the navigation. First, launch Eclipse IDE. Okay. See, we already created Java project. Then guide me, Sanjida.
And then right click.
Select select Java project and right click.
Yes. Create Java class. No.
You continue, Niladri.
Sir, build path.
Build path.
No problem. Yes, sir.
Configure build path.
Yes, sir.
Next, here select libraries, already selected. Libraries tab, already selected. Next,
add jar file.
Add
jar.
External jars.
Yes, sir.
Next, browse path of Selenium WebDriver jars. In my mission,
Yes, sir.
The WebDriver jars available in E drive. See, first you select these two, open. Next, some more also there. In libs
file.
libs folder, libs folder, apply. Okay na?
Yes, sir.
Gurnath, repeat the navigation. Tell me how to add WebDriver jar files to Java project in Eclipse IDE.
Yes, sir. Right click on Selenium testing, sir.
Right click on Selenium testing. What is this Selenium testing? It is Java project. Java project name. Right click.
Yes, sir. Java project. Right click on the project, sir. And then go to build path, sir.
Build path.
And then go to configure build path, sir.
Configure build path. Select libraries tab.
Library.
Select
yes, and add external jars. Sir.
External jars. Browse path of Selenium jars. Apply. Okay. Okay na?
Okay. Okay, sir. Thanks, sir.
Welcome. See, next. I think all of Preeti, Sunil. Any confusion?
No confusion, sir. I'm good actually.
Okay, cool. Welcome. Next, come to next step. Create Selenium WebDriver test case. We need to verify that environment. By creating and executing a test case, you can verify. Create Selenium WebDriver test case. I am writing Selenium WebDriver test case. See, Selenium IDE test case, Selenium WebDriver test case, purpose same, but syntax different syntax. That's why Selenium WebDriver test case. create Selenium WebDriver test case. Just a minute. Okay. Say first import before that one import. See pre-setup. All of you put mute. Import WebDriver. Import WebDriver and Firefox, or if you use IE or Chrome libraries, where in Selenium test case, in the test case, or you can say program. Next, using element locators and WebDriver commands, write test steps using element locators and WebDriver commands or methods, synonyms. Write a test steps. Next, insert Java programming statements to enhance test cases. Insert Java programming statements to enhance test cases. For example, inserting verification points, synchronization if required, error handling, etc. This is enough. Next, test ng annotations that we will discuss later. First, you focus on these three tasks. Okay. Next, come to this third topic. Pre-setup we discussed. Write first Selenium test case. Write first Selenium test case. Observe Sanjida. First, I will explain manual test case, then automate the test case using Selenium WebDriver. Okay, na?
Okay, sir.
First, manual test case. Test case ID. Just one small example. You can use any unique ID. Suppose GCR shop _ admin module _ suppose TC001. Next, test case name. Verify admin login. Verify admin login in GCR shop web portal. Portal means a business gateway. Test steps. Test steps. I will show that navigation also. First, launch the browser and navigate to www.gcrit.com/build3. This is build3 admin. Okay. Next, second step, enter username. Enter username. Next, enter password. Enter valid username and enter valid password. Next, click login button. Click login button. These are the steps. Next, input data. Test data. Just a minute. See, username, admin, password, admin at 123. Next, after successful login, expected URL. Expected URL. Say www.gcrit. Just a minute. build3/admin/index.php. Next, actual after execution only. Next, test result. Pass or fail after execution only. See, this is a simple manual test case. Just I will execute. Observe Sanjida, you execute the test case manually. First, launch the browser. Today I am using Mozilla Firefox browser. Tomorrow means next class we will use other browsers also. Test case same. www. See, I am observe Sunil. I am executing the test case manually. www.gcrit.com/build3/admin. Okay, manually I entered that one. Next, username. Sanjida, what is the username?
Username admin.
Admin. Next, password. Admin at 123. Observe Sanjida, before login. What is that page? Login.php na?
Yes, after login, it will be index.
Index. See, login. Observe. Now what is the index? What is the URL? Index na?
Yes, sir.
Can you view? Suppose manually observe Gurnath Natarajan. Can you view this one?
Yes, sir. Got it, sir.
After I executed manually. After execution, I got this index.php. Actual is index.php. Same na actual and this one expected. So test pass. Status of result pass. Okay. This is manual. Next, automate. Selenium WebDriver test case. Selenium WebDriver test case. Okay, today you don't focus on element locators and WebDriver methods. You don't focus on element locators and WebDriver methods. Just focus on verifying the Selenium environment setup. By creating and execute a test case, we can verify the Selenium WebDriver environment setup. See, in the next class onwards, we will discuss Selenium WebDriver, element locators, WebDriver methods, and how to handle elements, etc. But today you don't concentrate on element locators and WebDriver methods. Just focus on verifying Selenium WebDriver environment setup by creating and executing a test case. Okay. Launch WebDriver. This is off. Okay. Java package. Create new class. Suppose class name admin login. Main method. Preeti, observe the steps. First we discussed pre-setup na. First we have to create WebDriver driver. Observe WebDriver driver. Sunil, driver. It is driver object.
Yes, sir.
You can use any name, ABCD also, but this is standard name is driver. You can use XYZ also. WebDriver
Okay, sir.
driver equal to new Firefox driver. Observe Sanjida. Functionality of this statement is we are creating Firefox browser driver in WebDriver interface. Getting? If we use here Chrome driver, creating Chrome driver for WebDriver. If we use Internet Explorer, creating Internet Explorer driver in WebDriver interface. Okay na?
Yes, sir. Okay, but object, when we create normal object
is different. This style is different. Here we are creating browser object in WebDriver interface. Means this browser object for that WebDriver interface performing tasks in WebDriver.
Okay, sir.
WebDriver is predefined interface. Predefined.
Okay, sir.
Okay, na?
Yes, sir.
Hello, respond.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Next, it is showing red mark. Sunil. I already told. Import libraries. Import Firefox driver. Next, import WebDriver. Okay. See, driver object created. What is the functionality of this statement? Launches Firefox driver, Firefox browser, Firefox browser with blank URL. See, creating Firefox driver for WebDriver interface. Then external use is it launches Firefox browser with blank URL. Next, you don't concentrate on these steps. This syntax we will discuss in future chapters. Driver dot get next pass URL. What is the URL? Admin. Just a minute. www.gcrit.com build 3 admin. You take this URL. Just a minute. It is generating some. This depends on browser cookies. I think up to this one is enough. What is the functionality of this statement? Navigate to this page. Navigate to admin homepage. Next, enter username. See, you don't focus on the syntax. Driver dot find element by dot. Here I am going to use ID locator. Locators we will discuss later. You just suppose fire inspect this one. ID not available for this one. Name available. What is the name value, Neeladri?
Username, sir.
Username. Next, observe. For password, name available. What is the name value? Password, small letters. Next, for login button, ID available. Na? What is the ID value?
TBD1.
TDB1. You remember this one. Remember. See. By dot name locator. By dot name. Just a minute. By dot name of what is the name value? Username. See, element locators and WebDriver methods we will discuss in Monday and Tuesday classes. You don't concentrate on that. I will explain. Username dot send keys is WebDriver method. What is the username value? Admin. next password by name, next element password. What is the password value, Preeti? Admin at 123.
Admin at 123.
123. Next element by dot ID. That is button, na? What is the value, Niladri?
TDP1.
TDB1. Here command, WebDriver command or method is click command. Okay. Just run this, run these steps, plain steps. Observe, Sanjida.
Yes, sir.
Launching browser, navigating to that URL. Observe. Login. Successful, na? Okay.
Sir.
Login successful. But we need to insert a verification point in our test case. Just I am taking Java support. String URL equal to driver. After clicking on login button, get the URL. Driver dot current URL. Just a minute. Driver dot get current URL. Okay. Next, write condition. If string is object, you can apply string methods on that object. What is that object name? URL. URL dot content equals or equals. Observe. URL dot equals. What is the expected? This one, na? Index. Just a minute. You take that one. gcrit.com admin, enter username admin, next password admin at 123, click login. Okay, after that take the current URL. Just a minute. Here you place. Here you can write any meaningful message. SYSO, control space, login, successful, status of result, for example, passed. Next, else, login unsuccessful, login unsuccessful, status of the result failed. Next, close the browser. After verification, close the browser. Driver dot close. Closes the browser. See, launch browser, perform some operations, at the end close browser. Observe. Run the program. Observe Sanjida launching browser, entering URL, click enter username, password, click login button. What is the status of result?
Login successful passed.
Login successful passed. This one, browser also closed now?
Yes, sir.
Browser also closed. Okay. Just a minute. This is Selenium WebDriver test case. Sunil, observe this test case. Any queries? Observe this test case.
No, sir.
See, these we will discuss later. This find element. Find element is WebDriver command. Next, this send key is also WebDriver command. Observe this one. This selected. Sir. Observe this selected step. Here two operations. First one, identifying the element. See, observe. Up to this one. Identifying the element using element locator. Here we used element locator name. Name value is username. This is this selected one, identifying the element. Next, Preeti, remaining step, performing operation on that element. What is that operation? Entering that value, send keys means operation. Entering that admin value. Observe Gurnath. This fourth statement. Up to this one, identifying the element.
Yes,
this time we used ID. ID is one of the locator. See, Selenium WebDriver supports 8 element locators that we will discuss in the next chapter.
Okay, sure, sir.
One of the element locator is name, another is ID. Here we used ID. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Identifying that button, login button using ID. ID is locator, TDB1 is value of the locator. Next, what is this click?
Operation, sir.
Operation on that element. First identifying the login button, then click on that button. Operation on that element. Okay, na?
Okay, sir. Thanks, sir.
Welcome. Okay, I'm going to close the session. Neeladri, any queries? I'm going to close the session.
No, sir. Thank you.
Welcome. Sunil, I'm going to close the session. Sunil.
No questions, sir. I'm good. Thank you.
Okay, cool. We'll meet on Monday, same time. Thank you.